I sat down on the toilet behind you. I make sure I spray the toilet with bleach every time I go in the bathroom because I sat down on the toilet behind you and automatically my whole leg bubbled up. I caught an allergic reaction to whatever is coming off your skin. I turned around and looked at the toilet, and you had some. I was rushing in the bathroom because all of this food out here has poison in it, and I had to let it go. You understand? I had to take the Browns to the Super Bowl. I was not playing. And I went in that fucking place, and when I sat down, I let go, and then when I sat up, my whole leg had an allergic reaction. I'm very clean. My skin is very sensitive. Thank God I have solvent ointment so it pulls bacteria out of your body. But that stuff was painful. I don't know what those bumps were. I had an allergic reaction to whatever that stuff is coming off of my mom's body. It was black on the toilet. She doesn't take showers. My mom smells when she comes out the bathroom. I'm not sitting here trying to air her business out. I'm sitting here telling the truth because she's playing victim and she doesn't understand there's problems within her brain that she doesn't understand. I'm going to lock her in a psych ward because something is wrong with my mother. She's calling around to all of these people trying to ask, what am I saying to them? I'm not saying anything to them. They're calling you. I'm not saying anything to them. I'm posting everything online because I can't reach everybody. I'm sending these things to all of our friends and families that you know. All of our close friends and family that you know. I'm sending it to all of them. I'm posting it online to reach all of the other people. I don't care about being famous and recognition. I told you I'm going to embarrass you. I don't know how else to get through to you. I don't know how else to get through to you. I've tried to talk to you. I've tried to be calm with you. We've argued. I've tried to do talking points with you. You do not take any accountability and you don't give me any recognition or validation for anything that I'm saying to you. You automatically get on the phone and just start talking with other people while I'm talking to you, and I don't understand what that is. That is a guilty conscience, and I finally realized it's a guilty conscience. I don't deal with guilty consciences. Because the people that I'm associated with, we talk to each other, we tell each other what's wrong, we say, my bad, I'm sorry, I will never do that again, and we keep on moving because there's so many other things that we have that's slowing us down that we have to get to and take care of. So many tasks at hand that we have to take care of. We don't have time to be running from situations, causing problems and more problems within other situations. We don't have time for that. We have things that we're doing because we're grown-ups and grown adults. Because of parents like you, we can't get through to you, so we're just doing what we need to do. I'm associated with a lot of people who grew up with parents like you, so they understand what's going on. I don't understand why my father couldn't get through to you. I don't understand why my father couldn't get through to you, but for some reason, my father was running away from my mother. My father was running away from my mother. He used to say to us, when Kanis graduates from high school, he's leaving and going back to his country. We have a house that I started with my father in August of 2001, before the World Trade Center got taken down when we came back. We were in Barbuda for a whole month. And I was out there building this house with my dad, and he has built this house every fucking year. We have a mansion in the Caribbean islands that no one is doing anything about. It's just sitting there. My family has argued over this house for so long, over my father's property. My mother, everyone in my family is saying that my mother killed my father. How does my father drop dead in 30 days? This man was planning to leave my mother. My mother is a nurse. How did my father drop dead? How did my father have diabetes? And he didn't know. And my mother's a nurse. How did my father have diabetes? He had high blood pressure. He had hypertension. And supposedly, we don't know the story because my mother won't talk it. Nobody knows anything. Everybody she says they were having sex. Why isn't she telling the story of what happened between her and my father that morning when he had a stroke and 2 seizures and had to be sent to the hospital? My father died within exactly 30 days, February 27th to March 27th in 2007. That's 3 sevens. That's a sacrifice. She was trying to get life insurance for my dad, and she couldn't get it because he was a liability in the hospital already. My mother doesn't know how life insurance works. My mother is mad. She's mad because she can't get on my life insurance. I have a life insurance policy for $150,000 that I'm about to raise to $1 million because I did the math. And then I'm going to raise it to $2 million because I did the math. And the only person who's in charge is my son, my oldest son, in case anything happens to me. And what are you guys gonna do? It's in his name. It can be on a card. Nobody can do anything to him. And my son only knows to take care of him and his brothers and not to give that money to anyone. My mother is mad. She's upset. My mother we raised the money for my dad at his funeral, and she went on a cruise. She went on vacation after. It was life insurance money. She didn't even do anything to take care of all of us. I couldn't even travel because I was on probation, so I couldn't leave the city of New York. And I was on probation at that time, and we got kicked out of the house that we were in. I was begging my mother and my brother Dion, why don't you let me be the super of the building so I can keep this apartment? They would never let me do it because it goes to the oldest son first to have say. And then what they agreed with the housing management was to just move out of the apartment. My brother moved with his girlfriend. My mom moved to Mount Vernon, and I was left in an abandoned apartment until I had to move out of there because they had a new super, and they never let me get the chance or opportunity to be the super, to keep my childhood apartment. I lost everything that I had growing up. I don't have anything. I don't have anything from my childhood. Nothing. I have nothing. These people have treated me like nothing. I moved to my mother's house in Mount Vernon because I had no place to go. She let me stay in the basement. I was in the basement. And you're not supposed to sublet in the basement. So I'm living in the basement in the dark with flashlights because there was a landlord who used to come to make sure he was looking that there was no one living in his basement so he can kick people out of his house. Why do people want this type of control? I am so happy that I've had my own place for over 12 years. So no one can ever kick me out again. I've been kicked out of so many people's houses for no reason. People just say, well, you don't like what I'm saying, get out. And no, I don't like what you're saying. Just because our views aren't aligning with each other doesn't mean we disrespect each other. Doesn't mean you tell me to get out of your house. I'm a grown adult, and you're playing with my well-being. I'm fighting for my children. I have to chase money because you don't even understand my financial situation and things that I'm doing. I have to chase money because I just put $540 worth of food in your house. Now I have to put food in this house where I'm staying at to make sure that I can eat. I just gave you $140 cash and you didn't say thank you. I have children. I have children. You don't understand the magnitude of your selfishness. You don't understand. None of you guys understand the magnitude of your selfishness and what you've been putting me through my whole life. All I want is just peace. I just want to be left alone. I have a woman that I have to take to court with an order of protection because she stalks me and she makes it seem like I'm the one doing it to her. She gave a woman my whole description. This woman was able to curse me out. I never met this woman in my life. I went down to see the woman that I had children with. I went to go see her to tell her to give me your password to your Uber Eats account so I can work it and keep doing it to make some money. money. This woman had her boss curse me out and tell police that I be putting hands on her and all this when the woman puts hands on me. I had children and she was trying to jeopardize my freedom and I was on probation. These people are playing victim and they're lying.